Alright, y'all. I just watched Husk, and this is just gonna be a straight review for Husk. I'm not gonna talk about anything else. Pardon me a second. Sorry about that. My laptop, when it sits on my husband's, I don't know what the hell it's called, workstation or some shit. Lately, when it sits on there, it's been like making all these weird ass ding-a-ling noises. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with my laptop, but whatever. I don't care. So I'm only gonna review Husk. I don't really have anything else to talk about video game wise. But let me just get to this. And I know it's almost damn near 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 2:28, and I'm still in my fucking pajamas. I can't get my shit together. But, so, remember how hot I was for Husk? How on Twitter and stuff, I was like, oh my god, where's Husk? Y'all said it was coming out today, and it ain't out, and yeah, that kind of died, and I hate to say it, but it was not good. And this is going to have spoilers in it, but where to begin? Okay, let's begin with the fact that Husk on Steam costs $20. At least the last time I saw it, it wasn't exactly $20. It was on sale for like 2% off, and it was like $19. It was like, I think it's $19.99 when it's not on sale, and when I saw it last, it was on sale for $18.99. I do not think that game is $18.99 of entertainment. You know I don't play horror games. I watch horror games, and as I said before, I watch horror games because when you watch it, it gives you a completely different perspective as opposed to playing it. When you're playing it, you're kind of immersed in stuff. You kind of have to deal with things. What are good pros about watching somebody else play, as long as you're not sitting in their house watching them actually play. If you're watching shit on YouTube like I be doing, then you can kind of bypass boring shit. So my condolences to people who played this expecting all this, damn, my hair's tangled, all this entertainment value, and it's real bland. And the thing is, it started kind of solid. I was with them on the train accident. I was with them when dude was walking around Shiver Cliff looking for his wife and daughter like, yay. I was with them at the police station. No. Yeah. I was with them at the police station. It was a little bit creepy. I was with them with the monster that you had to hit and then run. And like I said, it was creepy. And where it fell apart like a Chinese motorcycle was when you went to those caves. That's when it died. There's like this whole, and that's chapter fucking 3. So chapter 1 is the train bit, like, and then you get into the town of Shivercliff, and then you're running around the police station, and when you get your gun and stuff, and then the third chapter is this fucking cave. I don't know why that scene is in there. And I don't mind it being in there. I did mind it being roughly 20 minutes long. I watched a couple versions of this, and I watched one version. I watched the dude I always watch play. I was surprised he played it, quite frankly. But I watched him play, and originally I didn't want a commentary walkthrough. You kind of need the commentary, but even he was kind of struggling with, he was like, I can't, the problem with doing stuff like this is if there's nothing interesting to talk about, you're just kind of bullshitting around, basically. I agree, the cave part was a fucking nightmare, and not for good reasons. It wasn't that it was scary, it was monotonous as fuck, and it did not need to be in there. It really just, they either should have had that at best 10 minutes long and let it the fuck go and then moved on to some other shit. So you finally get out of the cave and you go to like a lighthouse or some shit. I might be getting, the lighthouse might be before that. I don't remember. But you go through all this shit, and like, my problem with Husk is it was atmospheric, but nothing happened. I'm like waiting to get scared. I had parts, granted, I had parts where I was a little bit nervous, but not as many parts as I wanted to be. And I can understand not wanting to do jump scares. It was no jump scares. It were like real few. Far and few between jump scares. And I think jump scares, if they're done well and they don't keep going all in your face, they can actually be really good. And they can actually really fuck you up. But there were minimal. I don't think there were any. I didn't see anything that was like, whoop, like I see it and then I just jump. There were like no jump scares, which is fine. I'm okay with no jump scares because I truly believe people get too fucking crazy with the jump scare bullshit. But you should still have something happen. It was a little too loosey goosey on the plot too, because I'm not really into graphics, and because I don't play the game, I'm not into gameplay and how things control. And even if I was playing it, the control scheme kind of, unless it's real fucked up, doesn't matter to me. But at the end of the day, it should be. Oh man, this chair is all kinds of fucked up. At the end of the day, it should be something happening. I shouldn't be like, well, where's my tablet? Let me flip through shit on my tablet and just looking for something to do because what I'm watching isn't holding my interest. I don't know how the fuck I got through Husk. I honestly don't. It was like monsters very intermittently. You come across something very intermittently, and there was no real, like, you don't really feel connected to the characters. That was my other main complaint, especially with the plot. It starts off, you're sitting with your wife and your daughter on a train and then they disappear. Okay, that's fine. Why do you love them? What are you giving me to be like, oh, you love them and you want to find them and blah, blah, blah. Like, they were talking about the lighthouse and that was his wife's Ellen's special place or whatever. And what made the lighthouse special? Was she giving out hand jobs, blow jobs? Was it the first time y'all did anal over there? What was making it special? They don't tell you what made it special. Did he propose to her there? Was that their first date? Like I said, was that the first time she did anal for him? I don't know because they never fucking said it. They were just like, oh, it's like special, please, and blah. Like, dude, what the fuck made it special? Nothing that I could see. So, like, I don't know, because he doesn't even really elaborate when he goes there. He's like, this is the first, me and Ellen used to come up here and, And I'm thinking, like, well, I guess that's where she first gave him anal or something, because it made no sense. So, they never elaborate on it, and it's just like, why? Why is this not elaborated on? Same thing with his daughter. Like, she's like there, he has a daughter, but that's about where it ends. No, oh, when Ellen told me she was pregnant, I was so happy, and we were going to do blah together and whatever. Nothing. Just, oh, I have a wife. I have a daughter. We like going to the lighthouse and whatever the fuck. No elaboration. The stuff with his father. You get the note on the train. Oh, come see me because I'm dying and win. Okay. So, and I know I'm a horrible person and blah. Okay, so you're a horrible person. What the fuck makes you a horrible person? Granted, yes, they got into this whole scene where it was like part of what they said on one of the trailers. Something about he wanted to go outside. His mom was like, ask your dad. And he went and asked him, and his dad pretty much beat the shit out of him and then proceeded to beat the shit out of his mother. So, yeah, I can see that. Okay, so what the fuck? Like, and then they get into the hospital and they have this whole diatribe about how his dad was like, oh, I never really wanted to see you. I just was going to use you because you were a donor match for my illness and I was just going to use you, but I'm glad you didn't come because you're finally not a pussy and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, that letter is fucked up, but they could have did more to show that his dad was just a douchebag, and that would have been better. Like, you sneak through his dad's warehouse, and they talk about his secretary and the people that worked for him. They could have had him, like, having sex with his secretary, and there was so much more that could have been put into the story. And it ultimately boils down to, you didn't go see your dad because I guess he was dead or whatever the fuck. And, like, you're in the hospital because you became an alcoholic. You started slapping the shit out of your wife. and I guess it is insinuated you went on a drunken bender one day, got into a car accident or some shit, and ended up half dead, half alive in a coma, limbo, whatever, purgatory situation. And you're coming out of it slowly, but you can't walk or talk or move or anything. And you're trying to decide, should I die? Should I just wrap it the fuck up? What should I do? And then at the end, your daughter's like, well, you're getting better, so I don't even know, and I should hate you, but I don't know if I can hate you, and just whatever you choose to do, you need to get it together. And that's how it ends. And I was like, the fuck kind of ending is this? Like, and like your wife is in there cursing you out, like, I hate you, and you ruined my life, and all this bullshit. If you hate him this much, why the fuck are you visiting his comatose ass in the hospital? What are we doing? You could have, oh my God. Oh, I was saying I wanted to love you so bad, Husk. I wanted to have little Husk babies. I was intending on writing Husk fan fiction. Can't do it. Why? Because the story was lacking. And it's like, if your gameplay is not that great, your story needs to be airtight. And it was just, it wanted to be tight, but it wasn't. Then you had like these vignettes, especially once you get to the cornfield where the farmhouse and shit was, where this dude starts talking to you and like, this is why nobody's in the town, because you're a horrible person and you need to just die. Who the fuck was that? They never elaborated on who the fuck that was, and it was just left out there. And I don't know. I'm so disappointed in Husk. Oh my God, that was a difficult. I hadn't had something that difficult to watch since, I don't even know, probably since Resident Evil 4 Chris's game, or not Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 6 Chris's game, where I was just wondering, what is going on? Why the fuck am I watching this? And this could be so much better than what the fuck it is. So at the end of the day, it's like a 2-star dealie, and that's being generous. But it's not $20 in gameplay. I don't even think it's $5 in like entertainment. I honestly think this should be a free game. And if you're in college, the people who made this, if you're in college, like, turn it in and get like a decent grade or whatever on it. But you can't charge people for this. It's not there. And we wanted it to be there. We were like, keep your fingers crossed, but it just died. It died. It died so tragically. And I was so rooting for this, but it died. So that's all I have. And I'm actually a little bit depressed because I was hoping for some good shit and I didn't get it. So later or something.